How long until your service dog is fully trained? That depends. Oh, these questions. Okay. So how long until the dog's fully trained? It's going to take roughly 2 years for your dog to be physically, mentally, and emotionally mature enough to handle being a full-time service dog. Okay. Does that mean that they can't work for you beforehand? Heck no. In fact, our most popular program is our 6-month-old puppy program, which means they stay with us until they're 6 months old, and we start them on all their foundation skills that they need for life. And I love that program. It's so good. And oftentimes, at 6 months old, during go home, if the people have POTS and dysautonomia, because we do a lot with that, the dogs are alerting during go home, which is really neat. I really like seeing that. So are you going to keep up with that? Are you going to encourage that? Are you going to reward that? Or are you going to ignore that, in which case your dog's going to lose it? And they're not going to be alerting you because they find out that that doesn't pay. So how long does it take? Well, like I said, at 6 months old, the dogs are doing really good with their alerts. But they're still 6-month-old puppies. So what we do is at 6 months old, I tell you 2 outings a week max. And for example, say you're going to go out Monday and Thursday with your dog. That means the day before and the day after, make them easy days for your puppy. Outings should be 15 minutes or under. Now, if you're going out to a restaurant, it might be longer than that. And that's okay because it's easy once you get there, right? Because your dog tucks underneath the table and just lays there, right? So even if you're sitting there for a half hour or an hour, it's not an hour of shopping at Costco on the weekend whenever it's crazy busy. I don't recommend taking your puppy there at 6 months old. It's too much for them. I also recommend, as you're training up your dog, to be ready to leave if you must. For example, if you have a doctor's appointment that you would like to take your pup to and your pup's in training and your doctor's good with it and your state covers it or, whatever, have somebody there that if you need to leave or if your pup needs to leave, that they can take the pup out so you don't walk out of your doctor's appointment. For example, when Luke goes to the doctor, and I will sometimes bring a service dog in training in with me, and I can work the puppy while he's meeting with the doctor. So I can stay in the lobby and work, or I can go back and I can sit there for a little bit and work, and then I can leave if I need to because Luke's 23 now, so I don't have to be in there with him. If you're in college and you want to start taking your dog in for classes there, you can have somebody meet you there, to kind of hang out there in case you do need to hand your dog off, or talk to a teacher that you've really liked and see if you can sit on a class of theirs that you've already taken in the back with the dog, just to kind of get that under the dog's belt, get a few reps in. Okay, so how long does it take to fully train? It all depends on what you need. Mobility stuff, you can't do mobility stuff until the dog's 2 years old and you get the health clearance from the vet. Okay. Now, what is mobility stuff? Usually when I say that, I mean brace, counterbalance, forward momentum, pull. You can do oops retrieve, which is technically a mobility task before then, and we can get everything set up, but it's going to take roughly 2 years of training. And don't try to cheat the system by getting an older dog and saying, see, I just got a 2-year-old dog. And you said 2 years old was the age that they could be service dogs, so he could be a service dog now. That's not how it works. They still need 2 years of training.